No. Ah, something very nearly slipped my mind. Oh, Mr. Sholmes. This photograph. Yes. I took this myself, you know. The cause of death was a broken neck. Therefore, the victim died instantly. The unfortunate incident that precipitated these events, a kitten on which the victim stumbled. However, if those are the facts, there's one particular area in this photograph. It seems, to me, somewhat unnatural. You're right! You are so right! I just realized that myself. I forgot about that. What do you mean, unnatural? What are your thoughts on the matter, Mr. Naruto? Well... If Kazuma tripped and fell, and by the terrible stroke of luck, bad luck broke his neck, which part of the photograph print seems unnatural? Well, him in general. He himself, because he would have been... If he broke his neck, he wouldn't have fallen like this. But the other way around.
Yes!
Oh, never mind. It must be here, surely! Allow me to offer you a piece of advice regarding the pursuit of detection, my dear fellow. This is what happens if you mess up. When noting the crucial point, can it be helpful to keep your eyes open? They were open. And it can be equally helpful to use them. Sorry, I'll try that then. I think it's plain and simple that Miss Sholmes means by unnatural, isn't it? The words of foreign language underneath is fingertip surely. That particularly crass detail orchestrated by the culprit. No, I mean to identify another point. Imagine, if you will, losing your footing yourself. Would you mind, as the victim has what of your hands? You look like the sort of fellow who stumbles with regularity. This should be an easy task. Why do I? Because someone tripped and fell in some terrible struggle. Okay, anyways, actually, never mind. Apparently, I'm wrong. I think I made the same mistake before because I said him in general because if you broke your neck, how do you break your neck falling forward like that? It would be him falling backwards, no? But oh well. But I think he was trying to say is not just this hand, but this one.
Yes!
Why is it closed? Alright. If he really fell due to the unfortunate accident, then this fist doesn't seem quite right. Yeah, he would have fallen with his hand on, with his hands open rather than with a fist. The exact same thought occurred to me. In a fall, one's instinct is to open the palms flat, exactly. Yet, here we see the victim with his left hand tightly balled into a fist. Almost, you might say. As though he were gripping something. Ooh, what do you mean? Simply that I took a liberty of investigating the victim's fists a short while ago. You did? And what pray do you imagine I found there, my dear fellow? Mr. Sholmes, show us, please! Why, of course, my dear madam. Would I keep you in suspense? Ah, there it is. This is what I found. Oh, a crescent moon with a little gemstone in the middle. Yes, you're right, a crescent moon. It's a very pretty, but what does it tell us? It tells us nothing. I'm not so sure. The crescent moon looks familiar somehow. I'm sure I've seen it somewhere before. Observation, Mr. Naruto. That is the key. What? The truth is now transiently close. How did the crescent moon come to be in Kazuma's clenched fist? This is the final clue, the last piece of the puzzle. Ask yourself, what does this little crescent moon mean? What significance has it? And observe, and find the answer with your own eyes. And make sure they're open. Just kidding. But we found out. Her right here. The earring's gone. And we've noted that for a while. And we know that. And the other ear, she has it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say this, but I think it's gonna be wrong.
Yes!
Yes, I knew it. Miss Pavlova, I noticed that on your ear, even though you have a metal earring, the decorative part of it seems to be missing. The little link holding it on must have broken, I suppose.
What? I didn't notice. I'm looking at it right now. Holy shit, it is right. He's right.
But looking at your other ear, I noticed a crescent moon.
Huh? But I thought that was fashion. Holy shit, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Now, the missing crescent moon was found in the victim's clenched fist. Clearly, there's only one logical conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruto? Yes. Miss Pavlova, Mr. Sugi must have grasped the crescent moon and pulled it from your ear. Perhaps just moments before he fell onto the floor. In other words, last night, in Mr. Sugi's cabin, you witnessed the moment when the victim fell from your own eyes. With your own eyes, sorry. In fact, you were quite literally at arm's length with him. From him. But then, the question is, why did Mr. Sugi do that? Why did he pull your earring from your ear and hold it in his clenched fist during his final moments? Oh no.
Angel.
No one can protect you now. Please, Miss Pavlova, tell us the truth. Last night, what did you do to Kazuma? We finally done it. About fucking time, honestly. When I think about everything that happened yesterday, it was too much. Running away with a fishing boat in the middle of the night, trying to climb onto the huge ship. But then, when I was in the truck last night in the cabin, I could relax after this horrible, long day. Darka, wait! He went up there. I mean, she went up there. I couldn't believe it when she disappeared through the ventilator. I tried to call her with a little whistle, and I tried waving her favorite toy. But nothing worked. Darka would not come back. Ooh, she went next door. Ooh, he let her in. That's what happened. And it was locked. He's like, there. What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh, wait. Oh. I'm sorry. I thought it was a friend of mine. The young man from your country, he was very polite and kind. He helped me to find Darka, and he promised not to tell anyone. But then, when I had my friend in my arms again, I was going to leave the man's cabin. Just a moment. Sorry, but... Oh, yes. Oh, yes? I'm sorry. I'm sure I know your face. I've seen you somewhere before. Huh. Ah, of course. You're Nikolina Pavlova, aren't you? The Russian ballerina. Huh? No, I don't know that name. My heart nearly stopped when he said that. He knew who I was. How could this man from the land far away from East know a Russian ballerina? I mean, the inspector knows too. He's not the only one. Yes, I saw your performance in Japan. The beauty of the ballet made me deep impression on me. I cried. So beautiful. But what are you doing on this ship? I'm sure I read your ballet company was performing in Shanghai at the moment. I can't fool him. I have to tell him the truth and hope he doesn't tell anyone. I have no other choice. I see. So you ran away. Please keep my secret. Don't tell anyone. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear my parents talking in the background, but oh no. Oh well. This is why I try to do it early, record early, by the way. There. Alright, sorry about that cut. I know it's like things are kind of coming to a close now, but my parents are just talking. I thought they were talking to me, but nope, never mind. Maybe a moment. I could use another opinion here. He's gonna pull the cord. He's gonna tell the captain. Why did I think I could trust him? Then it happened. Everything at once. It was only a second, but I felt like forever. Wait, I shouted, and then Datka jumped into my arms and down to the young man's feet. And as he turned around to look at me menacingly. No, I was kidding. I pushed him. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I did it. I was just so scared. And I had to stop him from telling anyone about me. I hate the fans. No, I was kidding. And that's when you went to fetch help from Seaman Strong Enough, who was on duty out in the passageway.
I heard Nina cry out, and I saw it on floor, so I ran to her. She was just standing at cabin door, shaking like a leaf. She looked at me and said,
"Help me, Biff. If they find out I will be, please, let them know where to go." So you decided to help. And that's when you arranged things in Kazuma's cabin to make it look like I did it, so that no one would suspect the passenger in the cabin next door.
Yes, da. I went into cabin and I looked around to make sure there was no one, nothing to show Nina was there. And then I found stowaway and wardrobe just still sleeping.
Right. That's when he found me. So you worked out a plan to lay the blame on the stowaway.
Da. I closed wardrobe doors and put back strange paper sign.
Luckily for me, that's the only reason Susato-san started to believe me when I said I was innocent.
I dragged young man's body to good place to use ink, and I was spilling to write on floor. I wrote wardrobe so that the person who found him would look inside wardrobe to find stowaway.
But why? Mine. And tell me, what of this glass bell? There was by my feet, so I picked it up.
I see.
But it was dark in cabin. I didn't notice the other half.
Then Angel went back to her cabin, and I finished job.
By pressing the emergency alarm button in the passageway.
Yes. Accordingly, the SS Moria did indeed come to an emergency halt, a little after 2 a.m., thus enticing the bolt of the cabin door and slide shut, creating the locked room mystery.
There's still one thing I don't understand, Miss Palova. What? Well, you said you told Kazuma about the fact that you'd run away from your homeland. And it's because you were worried he was going to tell the captain that you pushed him. Isn't that right? Yes. But even if he pulled the bell cord and called for the captain of the ship, aren't you friends with every member of the crew? That's what I was just about to say, because aren't you friends with the captain? Why would that have been a problem? It was what he said first that made me scared. What he said first? What are you doing here at this time of night, Inspector? Oh! I'm sorry. I thought he was a friend of mine. Oh well. Gotta go back to my room. Not get killed. He said Inspector was his friend. Oh, yes, meaning me. No shit, you're the only inspector here who was supposed to be acting as his bodyguard. I thought that if police knew about me, they would arrest me. So before he could pull the bell cord, I... May I stop you for a moment, please, Miss Palova? Huh? It just doesn't seem to make sense. I mean, was Mr. Suyu really going to pull the bell cord? I don't know. What? What do you think, Mr. Naruto? I don't know. I don't think at all. Well, I'm not Kazuma, so I can't know for certain, but... He was a man of his word. If he told you he wouldn't give your secret away, then he wouldn't have done. No, he was walking over to it. He was going to pull the cord. He was going to make them send me back. Well, Mr. Naruto, the day's work is not done yet. It seems there is one more deduction to make. What? Another deduction? Yes. What action was the victim really about to take at that moment? What would he have done? Can we determine whether the young man's gaze was directed? First, consider the victim's location within his cabin. That's easy. I remember every detail of that room. I mean, yes, I spent quite a lot of time in the wardrobe, but still. The cabin has been my home for this entire voyage. So this is how the cabin looked last night, when Miss Palova visited Kazuma-sama. Yes, it's exactly how it was. Are you ready then, Mr. Naruto? Yes. If there's one thing I've learned today, it's that a simple gaze can reveal all manner of the truths. And not only that, in order to draw the right conclusion, you can't afford to be out by even a little bit when you're following the gaze to where it lands. So, when he turned away from Miss Palova, what exactly was Kazuma looking at? Well, not this. Definitely not the bed. I would... But I think this is most important.
Take that!
Considering everything that had happened last night, certainly it may have looked as though Kazuma was going to ring the bell cord. Yes, however, what is directly beside the bell cord? The wardrobe. The wardrobe? And more importantly, what was inside the wardrobe? The man's great friend, sleeping soundly. Miss Palova, please think back very carefully. What were Mr. Sugi's exact words last night? Give me a moment. I could use another penny here. Another opinion? Yes, but not from a member of the crew. No, Mr. Sugi intended to consult his close friend on the matter. To see if between them, they might be able to help in some way, no doubt. Oh, no. Sadly, we can't know the truth for certain now. It's too late for that. But I wish you had made sure of what Mr. Sugi was looking at. Things may have ended very differently if you had. Miss Palova, I want to thank you for finally admitting the truth. But unfortunately, the truth is, a man lost his life because of what you did. And that will never change. I hope you'll never forget that. I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done? And so, at long last, the mystery surrounding the tragic accident on the SS Buria was finally laid to rest. What will happen to Miss Palova now, then? Once we reach Great Britain, she'll be handed over to the British police at Scotland Yard. What about the fact that she was a runaway from Russia? Won't the Russians try to repatriate her? Apparently, the English detective can speak to the immigration office and sort all that out. Mr. Jones can do that? So she won't be going back to Russia then? No, I don't think so. Even if she wanted to return to the future, I doubt she would be able to. She ran away. So now she's in exile for life. I see.
I'm sorry.
Seeming strong enough.
I wanted to help our angel, no matter what. But I didn't think about you, about how you lost a good friend. I will go with Nina. I will go myself to British police.
That's kind of you. And in the meantime, thank you for letting me go free again. Kazuma's death feels like such a waste, but... well, do what you can for Miss Palova, won't you?
Nah.
Well, I'm afraid you need to pack now. We're due to a ride to Hong Kong tomorrow. As much as it pains me. I'm going to have to hand you over to the council to arrange your passage back to Japan. Yes, I did stow away after all. Couldn't really expect any different. So, you should go back to your cabin now. Looks like my study tour to Great Britain is over before it's even begun then. To think that only days ago, Kazuma and I were laughing together about how we tear up the streets of London. It seems like a distant memory now. You can still tear up with by yourself, though. But you can't really. You're going back, I guess. What's that? Is it someone weeping? Oh, she's here. Susato-san. Now, Huda-san, I didn't know you had returned. Oh, well, I haven't been back long. Inspector Hazunaga just told me I should pack, you know, ready to leave the ship tomorrow and all that. You're a stowaway, though. Do you have anything to pack? I thought you just, like, came with your clothes and that's it. Like, just the clothes that you are wearing right now. Oh, shit. I still can't believe this has happened. I can't believe someone's life can be over. Just like that. Susato-san. He had such great ideas for this visit to Great Japan. So many dreams. And now that they've been cruelly taken away, just as he was. I thought I could never forgive the person responsible, but now we know the truth. That it was all just an accident. Just a silly series of mishaps. That's too much now, Ahura-san. It's just too much. Yes, I know. I wish there was something I could say. Oh, never mind. I thought that was the other detective. Never mind. Inspector. My duty has to see Asugi-san safely to Great Britain. But I failed. Because his two closest friends great pain. And caused his two closest friends great pain and suffering as a result. I've let everyone down. And I will do anything to make up for my terrible blunder. Nobody blames you, Inspector. And I'm free again now. What the fuck? Again? Oh my god. Dude, we're mourning here! The fuck? I was trying my best to be serious, but no! You have to come in here. Surprise, Mr. Naruto! What? What is the meaning of this? Oh, a trifling matter. Simply that in my head, I think I shall always picture you wearing those shackles. Without them, the balance seems all wrong. It's distracting. Sorry. So I decided to restore them. For old time's sake, shall we say? You are a stowaway after all. He thinks this is funny. Mr. Sholmes. We do appreciate all your assistance. I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Not at all, not at all. And though it's a little late, may I offer my sincere condolences. The loss of your companion is truly heartrending. I hope that you will be able to fulfill some of his aspirations in his honor. The only aspiration he had is to go to Great Britain. I'm afraid that won't be possible. We shall be disembarking the next port in Hong Kong. We have to return to Japan to make a full report about everything that's happened. What? Wait a minute. It's just me. It's just me that has to go back, isn't it? I mean, I was a stowaway. The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. It has to be one lawyer and one assistant. Was to be. In the light of Miss Osuga's unfortunate death, I'm afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. No, I don't care for me, but you should care for you. What the hell? Poor Susato-san. My dear fellows, the majority of the problems have an extremely simple solution, you know? All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue, surely. Then who's the lawyer? But there is no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer. Qualifications, you say? Any qualifications contained in your own country will be of little value in Great Britain, I'm afraid. Oh, but anyway, the voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say. It would to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. But yes. Mr. Sato. Yes? Do you think perhaps I might be able to do it? But you're not a lawyer, Mr. Naruto. Oh, unless... Are you studying law? No, I'm not, but... I'm sorry. In that case, I don't think there's even a chance it would work. But as I said, there is still more than a month before we reach England's shores. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruto? Yes. I have a whole month in which to study, to learn what I must to become a lawyer in Great Britain. Mr. Naruto? That's ridiculous. Are you seriously suggesting anybody could learn all that in just 40 days? 40 days is even more than enough. There's only one way to find out. I will work my fingers to the bone, Inspector. Every single day. Will you let me try? And if, by the time we reach Great Britain, I haven't learned enough to be recognized as a lawyer, I'll take whatever punishment is deemed appropriate. Damn, Naruto. You got my respect now. But why put yourself in such a difficult position? For Kazuma, he said there was something he had to do in Great Britain, and that he would sacrifice anything to make it happen. He was passionate about it. I can't let all that passion just come to nothing. And anyway, it's for my own benefit too. I will become a lawyer. I have to. What do you say, Mr. Sato? Oh, she's smiling! I think it's a wonderful idea. Thank you. So, what does our bespectacled inspector friend say? Are you serious? One lawyer and one assistant. The numbers are indisputable. No. It's a madness. Yet fascinating, wouldn't you agree? Fascinating? Duty and rules are the dull routine of existence that we all abhor. Give us interest. Give us fascination. Speak for yourself. Besides, qualifications are no measure of a man. What matters is his character. No. No? Oh, sorry, it says no, question mark. And you witness ample evidence of this man's exemplary character today with your own eyes. From the early hours of the morning until this very moment now. Despite contending with the passing of his close companion, and despite the accusation of guilt, this man has shown resourcefulness, intelligence, and above all, courage. Oh, dang, you're making me blush. Very well. I think I'll think of a clever way to word my report to the Department of Justice. Inspector, after all, I did just make a promise, didn't I? I said I'd do anything at all to make up for my shortcomings here. Oh, thank you, Inspector. If you'll excuse me, I must pay a visit to the captain's quarters, I think. I need to discuss what to do next, and how best to make my report. Goodbye. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. Are you really prepared to attempt this, Mr. Naruto? Yes, I'm going to try. I wonder, will you consider teaching me what I need to know? Everything about being a lawyer. I would be delighted to help you. I am a judicial assistant after all. Thank you. And Mr. Naruto, I'd like you to take charge of this. What? Me? Are you sure? I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I mean, I trust him to make me a lawyer. I don't trust him with that sword. I don't trust Naruto with that sword. I'm sure it was what Kazuma-sama would have wanted. Its name is Kuruma. It's a great sword that's been in the Osogi clan for generations. Very well. I accept. I'll treasure it as always. I'll treasure it always. I'm sorry. So then, Mrs. Sato, it seems we'll be working together for some time to come yet. It'll be an honor, Mrs. Naruto. Now, listen, one! And for the next 40 days, I shan't grant you a single minute of freedom. And we shall fill every spare moment with study. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Ooh, he's dedicated. He's like, oh no, I don't want to do this. But before we begin, I have an earnest favor to ask you too. Goodness, what is it? Please, throw me to the ground. 3 times. Wait, she did that 4 times to us. What do you mean 3 times? Actually, 4? Was it 3? I don't know. What? I should never have doubted you. You were Kazusama's closest friend. Of course you would never have done anything to hurt him. That should have been obvious to me from the start. But I'll allow suspicion to get the better of me. And no matter how upset I was feeling, it was completely unforgivable behavior. No, you were in shock. You just found out about me stowing away, and the cabin door was... No! I won't let you make excuses for me. Whatever the circumstances, I should never have thrown you. Not just once, but 5 times! Wait, it is 5 times! The number keeps creeping up, doesn't it? Well, it is 5 times! Please, you must. Just take hold of me and throw me. Do it! Don't even think about it. No. I don't even know how. I've never thrown anyone in my life. Very wise, Mr. Naruto. It isn't skilled one acquires without considerable training. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you're still here? I observed your throwing technique several times with great interest. I confess, I was most impressed. When did you see that? I presume that would be a form of Japanese wrestling. Oh, well, in a way, it's not wrestling, but my own interpretation of an ancient jujutsu technique. Apparently it's called Susato Takedown. It leaves your head swimming, believe me. How beguiling. I don't know. I am a practitioner of the combative arts myself. I am a somewhat accomplished boxer. You're about to hit her, by the way. Look at she's like, you almost hit her like that. There he goes, dancing around again. I wonder if you'd be so kind as to instruct me on the technique. You are a wrestling throw. Yes, I'd be honored. Then let us not dally. Demonstrate, my dear madam. Oh, of course. Are you ready, Mr. Naruto? Sorry? Hey, yeah! Be like... Another one. That's 6! That's 6 times you threw me! As you can see, you throw from the abdomen. Oh, yes! Arresting indeed! And that is what you term the Susato takedown, is it? Actually, no. That was a Susato squash. Wow, she has a lot of freaking takedowns, I guess. In my groggy state of consciousness, a scene from an evening recently spent with Kazuma flickered into my mind. Oh great, he's hallucinating now. What a blurry ass sword, holy shit. Kuruma? That's right. It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan. I can't believe you managed to get the permission to bring it with you. I mean, taking a katana on a study tour is more than a little irregular, surely. I guess he's skilled with it. A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted with my katana. Kuruma guides me. I truly believe that. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two. Not that you would need much compelling. On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain. And I'll sacrifice anything to make it happen. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me. Of course, I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through to the end with you. I knew you wouldn't let me down. That important thing he had to do. I still don't know what it was. But I'm going to see that place for myself and work it out. In Great Britain's capital, London. Who knows? Maybe it's like abolish all evil over there. But that's gonna be it! Fucking finally! Jesus Christ! But yeah, that's the end of this episode. I would say chapter, but I think chapter would be a good enough, honestly. Well, yeah, that way I would be like this episode and make it seem like, oh my god, episode 2 or whatever. No, it's chapter. It's the end of this chapter now. And the next one, for the next episode for me, we're gonna continue on with chapter 3, episode 3 for them. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. The Adventure of the Runaway Room. Oh, okay. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry if I haven't been posting so much of the series so far. It's mostly because it's a very long series, and sometimes I have to find a good day, a good time, because I can't do this at night, otherwise I'm gonna wake up my neighbors and my parents. And I can't really do this a lot. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but one day I'm probably just gonna make a long recording session on Sundays, because that's the only days where I have the house to myself. But we'll see. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next episode, or the next video, whatever appears so far. But thank you so much, and until later, goodbye! Hold it! 6th January, 6:23 p.m. SS Buria, first class cabin, number 1. It's almost 2 weeks now since we left Japan. I can't believe how quickly that time has gone. Bruh, really? I just got a notification in the middle of recording. Oh my god. I'm sorry if you hear that. I'm leaving it in either way, but I'm sorry about that. So our next port of call will be Shanghai. Who the fuck is texting me? What the hell? Oh, her. Can't wait to yell at her later. I'm just kidding. Moon, how dare you? No, I'm just kidding. Stop sending me memes. Anyways, knock, knock, knock. Wait. Who's there? Who could it be at this hour? A detective. A detective? Who? A great detective.
I don't get it. What's a great detective? It would be just so kind as to open the door. Oh, yes, sorry, of course. I'm sorry if I sound like, if the voices sound the same. I just realized that it's almost, like, before I did this, I just realized the voice I had for him is always the same. I don't know why. Like, they're both, Kazuma and his is always the same. At least more energetic, I would have to say. Is something wrong, detective? Are you investigating a case? Whatever a great detective goes, great cases occur. Indeed! I am the root of all evil. All evil, though? Sorry? Then I don't think I want you in my cabin. Under our very noses of the steamship, a terrible theft has just occurred. What? You noticed, I presume? A brief power of failure a short while ago. Oh yes, the power couldn't have been out for more than 10 minutes though. Indeed. Yet, that was ample time to be wicked. Crime to be perpetrated. I'm so sorry, I don't know why. I'm subconscious now. Damn it! I see. Well, clearly it's a case that needs investigating. Precisely. The culprit ran away in this direction, down to the first cabin passageway here. Really? The thief came this way. I'm quite sure of it. It may have escaped the attention of a dim-witted crew, but not for the great detective. To that end, I would be obliged if you would allow me to investigate here in this cabin. Well, how curious. Is there some reason why it would inconvenience you to have your cabin searched? Inconvenience me? Well, I'd be lying if I said no. After all, by the way, a little side note. I love that in these kinds of episodes right here, and these kinds of little mini things, we get to see Kazuma's side, like his own eyes, his own perspective, rather than Ryunosuke's. There's a stowaway in that wardrobe right over there. It's just me in here, you see, no one else. You might perhaps want to focus your attention to no one in the other first class. Your attention on one of the other first class cabins. As it happens, you are the only first class passenger at present. The other cabins are vacant. Oh. Fuck. He's like, fuck. Groaner. He's like, oh! Just hear that. Did that rather tragic rumbling of the stomach arise from within you, my good fellow? Of course, yes. As I said, I'm the only person in here. It's not long until dinner time now, so perhaps we could do this afterwards? I do apologize, sir, but it is the first importance that the investigation is not delayed. Haha! Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait! Where did he go? Almost sounded like Ryunosuke there. Huh. How did he suddenly move all the way over there? With his feet, Kazuma. Yes, without a doubt. If the culprit were to be hiding in this cabin, it would have to be inside the wardrobe. Yes, I love this song. Alright. I shall need to examine this wardrobe thoroughly. I presume you have no objection. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to... Ah, shoo! Ah, sneeze! Pikachu! By the way, what did he say, by the way? I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to decline. Really? You won't find any... He starts sneezing. That was me. Do those rather tragic sneezes arise from your good self? Of course they did. As I said, I'm the only person in here. You have a curious knack of talking while sneezing, then. Twice, no less. This is going to be a tough one to argue. Holy shit, it's a camera! I was watching you quite intently, sir, and I assure you I saw no signs of a sneeze. Could you not have held his nose? As I was saying, I shall need to examine this wardrobe. We had it now then. The game's up. Damn it. He's gonna find out that my boyfriend's in the closet. I'm just kidding. Oh, I didn't need to say. There you go. I don't know why I'm doing the sound effects. I don't need to. The game does it, too. Nobody hiding in there, it seems. What? You seem surprised. No, not at all. Yes, I am. He was in there for sure. I shut the doors on him myself. Uh-oh. More visitors? Who is this now? Click lock. Ricky, stop doing the freaking sound effects. The game does it for yourself, for you. What the hell? Excusing me. Oh, Seaman Strong Nova. Sorry for disturbing, but my crime has been committed on board ship. Yes, I heard. A terrible theft, apparently. How did you know this? Oh, well, the detective here is just informed me, you see. Detective? Yes, I assumed you must have asked him to investigate. Detective, could you... Where did he go again? I must ask you to cooperate with the investigation into this crime fully, Shut up, Ricky. Fuck you. Uh-oh. He's glaring at the wardrobe already. Well done! You found me! What are you doing hiding in my wardrobe? My good man! I was merely assessing the practicality of concealment in such a place. And I would say that at a push, a human could survive for up to 5 minutes cramped in that cramped space. Witness has been there in there for a fortnight. Is he not human? Who are you? Shh. This is a moment of truth. The great detective is about to unveil the sordid details of the wretched crime. You mean to say? Yes, there can be no doubt that the culprits of this terrible theft did indeed conceal himself within this wardrobe. What? But that's impossible. He couldn't have done. Because my best friend was in there the entire time. Or at least, I thought he was. How can you be so sure of this? Shut up. Elementary, my dear fellow. The criminal left behind the most revealing evidence. How else could you explain these 3 bones? What the? He's right. Look at those gnawed bones in there. And the 3 of them. The criminal has escaped this time. But I will find them and crush him, Shut up, Ricky. Could I ask you something, detective? Why, yes, of course. I'm always delighted to answer an inquiring mind. In this terrible theft, what exactly was stolen? Aha! What else but some steak and rib bone on the rib bone? Oh, the food was stolen? Really? Did you just say steaks on the rib bone?
Well, this evening then, 3 rib shakes were stolen from the ship's kitchen only short time ago. There was a malfunction with the generator, da, and ship was out without lights for 10 minutes. Da. Shut up. Chef who saw a criminal said that he ran away down the first class passageway. And now, I'm on his tail!
I'm afraid to say, dear fellow, that your man is no longer in this cabin.
But how?
Through the cabin door, no less. Having devoured his howl, in his wardrobe, the culprit discarded the bones and concealed himself behind the cabin door as you came inside. Then, when attention was turned to the wardrobe, he seized his chance to escape through the open door.
What?
Make haste, my good man! After the culprits! I shall follow presently.
Hold it! Ooh. Something troubles you?
Something troubles you, sir.
I think I'm a criminal. It's not running away at all. Da.
And what are you suggesting?
Now I know where the dog is buried. Mr. Asogi, da.
Shut up. Don't have to say it all the time. Oh my god. I don't know why. I don't know why I gave him that voice.
Me?
Da!
Oh, he does say da! The fuck? I didn't know he says da! I didn't know.
Well, I think the culprit you are. Everything is falling in pieces. Places, I mean. The criminal. And it disappeared in the first class passageway. The bones in the wardrobe, da. All clues are pointing the fingers at you. Da.
Don't be ridiculous. I would never. Yes, of course. I established at once that you couldn't be the perpetrator of this crime. You did.
Why? How are you so sure?
My dear fellow, there are 2 things in the world on which you can rely with total certainty.
What 2 things? Da.
The first is the word of a great detective, and the second...
Groan.
Wait, how did he predict that? How did he predict that?
The second is the tragic rumbling of an empty belly.
Not again.
When I first entered his cabin, there did arise from this gentleman a belly rumbling so odiously tragic that it confirmed beyond all doubt that the man had not eaten a single rib steak in some time, and let alone 3.
Why do I have to suffer for this humiliation? I have done nothing wrong. Curses! I'll catch this thief. He cannot have gone far.
Indeed, assuming he decided against a post-meal constitutional swim. Well, if you'll excuse me now, my apologies for upsetting your evening. Detective, one moment, please. Yes? That was a most remarkable deduction. Perhaps you'd be kind enough to tell me your name. Ah, it quite slipped my mind. You have been talking with the one and only Herlock Sholmes. I see. Well, I'm Kazuma. I'm a student, and on my way to Great Britain. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Mr. Asogi. Oh, and before I forget... yes? I feel I should warn you. Live cargo is strictly forbidden on this vessel. So you would do well to conceal the stowaway currently lying low under your bed as carefully as possible. Oh, under the bed? I bid you farewell then, Mr. Asogi. I love you. uncovered our secret. I suppose I should go to have I suppose I should have expected nothing less of a great detective. Now then, when did you move in under the bed? I thought we had it when he opened the wardrobe door. Well, it was thanks to your split-second chance you engineered. That I what? You distracted him for a moment, remember? When you suggested that he investigated the other cabins instead. Oh yes, he turned to look towards the corridor, didn't he? Well, I couldn't see what he was doing, of course. But I thought to myself, it's now or never! And the next thing I knew, I was under the bed. You really know how to give me a scare, don't you? Anyway, what's all this about the rib steaks, eh? Sorry about that. I've been so hungry. Ever since we left Japan, stuck in that tiny wardrobe. Well, you should know, you've been splitting all your meals with me. You must be starving too, surely. He's like, oh, groan. Right on cue. And there was a power cut before, wasn't there? For about 10 minutes. So it was then. I had a whip of this delicious smell. And I thought to myself, it's now or never. And then the next thing I knew, I had the steak in my hands. This man just can't help getting himself in trouble. Well, alright, you were hungry, but 3 steaks? Thanks to you, 3 crewmen are going to go without tonight. I imagine. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, it kind of looks like he's doing the middle finger too. He's like, I thought that was that's his middle finger. He's like, fuck those crewmen. I was like, no, never mind. No, it was just the one. What? I only took 1 rib steak from the kitchen. That's all. But I don't understand. Hey, I'm not that selfish. If I'd stolen 3 steaks, at least toss 1 your way. I'm not your pet dog. You're my dog. You're my pet dog because I'm hiding you in the fucking cabin. Well, in that case, who stole the other 2? Do you think... Could there be a ghost on board? A meat-loving ghost? Shut up! There can only have been a single bone in the wardrobe when Minosuke moved to hide under the bed. Which means that the other 2 bones can only have been put there by one very flesh and blood person. It was the great detective. It was Sherlock. Not Sherlock. Herlock Sholmes. What's so funny? We're on a haunted ghost ship. A great detective or a great mischief maker. Either way, I think I'd like to spend a little more time getting to know that man. The great Herlock Sholmes. I love this one. I really do. Anyways, goodbye!